This video, I need to be laying down. I'm drained. So, my last video, I talked about childhood trauma and the effects that it has on your relationship. Only thing I did not speak on in some cases is some changes that you are making within yourself to break the generational curses, to break the cycles of things. The effects that it really have on you emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and then the emotions and the effect that it has on people who been hurt in the middle of your healing. And they don't think about the effects that you don't think about it, and they don't think about it either, from the effects of them healing as well either. When you have so much trauma, so much personal, deep-rooted trauma from your great-grandma to your grandma to your mama in every step, and you want to be that stop and that change for yourself and for your generation, you think about it and you be like, I can't keep doing this. I have had, from National Women's Day last year to National Women's Day this year, the most deepest, dramatic, generational change that you could ever imagine. It was all sparked from my Kundalini getting activated, from my Kundalini being activated by past trauma, by an unexpected event that was going on, by falling in love, by going through a loss at the same time. And I talked about this on a few videos a long time ago. I can easily talk about everything that I didn't want to do and I didn't want to be and I didn't want for my life. But what deep changes was I doing? And along the way, I have hurt people. I have unconsciously hurt people. Didn't know. And it came from generations of the mother, the grandmother, the great-grandmother, the father, the grandfather, the great-grandfather. And it's been passed down throughout my entire family. It's been passed down to my siblings. And I did not want it to be passed down to my child. My brother even told me he did not want to have to pass down anything towards his child. And that's why today he's not in a rush to have kids. Everybody was in a rush to have kids and not thinking. I can myself say, before it happened, I was not thinking before I had my son. I wasn't thinking or myself that I am today before I move forward to do the things that I'm doing today. I have been blessed by God to really have the opportunity to work on the things that I wanted to work on, the things that matter to me, the things that matter to me the most, and the things that matter to me that been mattering to me for a long time, and I just didn't know how to do it. I was so busy working. I was so busy trying to be a provider because I was a mother, because I felt like I had to provide all this love and nurturing to others that I was not doing to myself. Oh, I had the audacity to be in a situation where I cut off my male friends, and I knew they were platonic male friends that I did not do anything with. And yes, I'll be 100% transparent and say there was one male friend that I did that nobody fucking knew about, because of the sole purpose that that's what it was. But other than that, may he rest in peace is all I'm going to really say. Because at the end of the day, everything else, yes, I have been in situations and relationships where I was not forthcoming. I saw it freaking happen. I did. And when I went to be in another situation, in another relationship, and build another bond built off of that, I also still had it in the back of my mind that I still had to witness things like my mother was forthcoming about her past. And her being forthcoming about her past just gave a person a pre-notion and a premeditated thought behind who they felt that she was. Did she show them better than she could tell them who she really was? Were they right about certain scenarios? Yes. Were they wrong about some scenarios? Yes. That's the same thing even with me. People be right about certain scenarios, but people be wrong way more than they be right with me. From last National Women's Day to going to see a Reiki healer and really kind of like getting my energy back and getting my power back in the way I had made a conscious decision that I didn't want to do something. But the guilt, the shame, the fear, and all of these other things, this codependency and this battle between hyper-vigilant independence, all still fueled at the same time because I was working on getting my energy back. And all of those things still were transpiring. Still the trigger from falling in love, traumatic situation, losing a loved one, unexpected event happening, all at the same time, and all that past trauma. The battle that is within the person, the effects, the emotional effect that it has been having on me is bananas. You all do not know the emotional effect that it's been having on me. And I could just imagine those who aren't speaking, those who aren't telling these things, or they're telling these things to their therapist because they don't feel like they have that. I have to find an outlet to tell my truth. I have to find an outlet to tell my truth the best way I know how to tell my truth, regardless of who accepts my fucking apology. I apologize to me. I apologize to me for not knowing a lot of this shit beforehand. I apologize for me for hanging on to relationships that I shouldn't have hanged on to. I apologize for me for not walking away. I apologize to me for not being the version of the person that I am today. I have grew exhausted from trying to prove to somebody or prove to anybody from my yesterdays that who the fuck I am today and who I'm working towards being tomorrow. And that's my honest answer. But that's just me being authentic in myself. Today I saw a skunk. The spiritual meaning of seeing a skunk is being in your authenticity, embracing being in your authenticity. I embrace being in my authenticity. There are a million people in this world. I do not know who is watching my videos right now. But I'm able to speak my truth and tell my truth regardless of what anybody says. That's getting over the fear, the shame, the guilt, and everything else that I've been holding on to for the last couple of years of my life. But shit, I can really say for the last 17, 18 years of my life, I have been living in this consistent shame, consistent all of this other stuff. And legitimately, I am starting to feel so much better. When you fall in love with somebody, you really don't fall in love with that person. You fall in love with the person that you become from being in the energy of that person and being in the energy of that. You're falling in love with yourself. And that person is falling in love with you. But if they don't know you and you really don't know yourself, or you not being authentic in yourself, think about how much of that is interfacing the reality of your friendships, your relationships, and everything else. Are you able to embrace that and say, like, I have played the victim before and acted as if I was not the problem in my friendships, in my relationships, with my jobs, with my families, and everything else. I did not want to hold myself accountable for a long time. Then after a while, it's like, what is that serving me? You're not the judge, the jury, or the fucking prosecutor of my life. God is the one that I have to answer to at the end of the day for all the things that I'm doing, right and or wrong. And I am tired of living that way. I'm going to be transparent. I cry every day and have been crying every day since these triggers have come about and this Kundalini has been activated. I cry so much because I am getting back in tune with God about what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I'm going through, who it is that I'm healing the generational curses from. Meaning what I say and saying what I mean and be impeccable about my words. Be impeccable with your words. I went against my words about something, and ever since then, God has been whooping my ass. And I will say I am so grateful to go through this experience and this journey to becoming a better version of me, for me, regardless of what anybody else say. Or you can tell a person, no, I learned my lesson. I understand what I did wrong. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm being responsible for not only your feelings right now and my feelings is too, but no one believes in your change except for you. Nobody believe it. You got to prove. And then you get exhausted from wanting to prove. And then I can say myself, I have put myself in situations to where I be like, I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to be in this situation. But I am in this situation. So what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this for the next time? What did I learn from that situation from the last time, this time? I can tell you, I have learned a million things that not at all. Especially when I have a son and I want a daughter. Especially when I know for a fact that I would not want my daughter to continue to be doing none of the shit or going through the shit that my mothers and mothers went through. Hell, even my father's father and father's fathers and brothers and son, anybody to fucking go through that goes into my bloodline. Regardless if I share a bloodline with somebody else. I can't fight your fight and your battle for you. I can't. Only you can, just like only I can. So, this will be the shortest video, the easiest video, and I'll go into way more detail when I got enough energy. But today, I am drained. I needed to make this video and get this off of my mind and get this off of my chest so that I can have a beautiful rest of my nights and a beautiful morning to bring in National Women's Day. And I want to say to the women who are watching, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. You do not need validation. You are a generational curse breaker. And I believe in you. I freaking believe in you. I believe in you and your whole generation to be healed and to have abundance and to have blessings and to have peace and prosperity. To the men, I believe in you to have peace, to have abundance, to have blessings, to have everything. It's not just about women. It's about the men too, because niggas need to heal just as much as women need to heal too. Good night, y'all.